What are your goals and your roadmap towards space?
For ASTRA, the group, we only have one goal, which is to build a rocket that goes to space. So the purpose behind that was, obviously this is a very ambitious target. So we really want to focus ourselves on doing things that will take us to that point. We don't have very many resources right now. We don't have a lot of money. We're having difficulty just getting access into facilities, and we don't have much support from the university at all. So we really need to make sure that, like, every decision that we make and every step that we move forward, we ask ourselves, does this get us to space or not? Does this take us on the path that will take us to space or not? So we've really tried to optimize our plan that we want to take to get there. We'll see if that actually pays out and works, because maybe a lot of people have told us that our plans are quite ambitious and maybe slightly unrealistic. But yeah, we'll see. For our strengths, I think one of our biggest strengths is the diversity that the team has. We have a lot of people from different walks of life that are joining the team, and so because of that, you're able to pick out problems in your design really quickly, because the more you expose it to different ideas and different people, the more chances you have to evaluate how good your designs actually are. I think we also have a strength in that we're all kind of people that are willing to take risks. If that makes sense. Um, we're not really taking the approach right now of, do the safe thing. I don't mean in terms of like health safety. Like, we always obviously do the safe thing in that sense, but I mean like the secure thing, where you're like, okay, we're definitely going to make our goal for sure, and we have like a for sure way we're going to do that. We're kind of more on a strategy of just, go for an ambitious target. If you don't make it, you'll get somewhere high even trying. If that makes sense.
That would be interesting to see your plan.
Right now, the plan is to first, we want to test a lot of the pieces of the rocket. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that our design for the oxidizer tank is going to be good enough to handle the pressure that is inside of the rocket. So we have a pressure test that's planned in the next couple of months here. We also need to start testing our ideas behind the propulsion, because we've never done propulsion. None of us in the group have ever built a propulsion system. So we're going to build a small scale propulsion system that's going to be about 1/10 the size of the actual rocket. And we're hoping that we'll be able to find a place to test that without going to like an expensive testing facility. Because to go to a testing facility in Germany will cost you tens of thousands of euros. And that's just not a resource that we have right now. So we're going to build a scale model to kind of understand the physics of how propulsion with a hybrid system works. And then once we've done that, we want to try and launch this small rocket somewhere in Germany. This is a hang up we're handling right now, is that we actually don't have a launch site yet that will be able to host us. But hopefully we'll be able to launch that. And that should be sometime at the end of this year, early next year, we would try to do that. Then we want to build the full-scale propulsion system. So we're going to do a full-scale propulsion test. And this will have to happen at a specific facility, probably at one of the DLR facilities. They have 2 of them in Germany that would work really well. And then once we finish that, then we're ready to kind of take the vehicle to the launch. And then one other thing we want to do in the middle is we want to do a drop test, where we take the nose cone of the vehicle and we drop it out of a helicopter or a plane. And that's just because we want to test the whole recovery system in operation. We have a kind of complicated parachute deployment where we're going to have a drogue chute that deploys, and then we're going to have a main chute that deploys later. And so we need to test out how that system works. And also, like, there's a lot of weird forces that are involved with a parachute deploying, and you kind of have to test that out a bit to really understand what's going on. So overall, the goal is to try and have the final rocket ready to go, ready to launch sometime at the end of 2023 or early 2024.